Hi, it's Catriona Pollard here, and I have Sarah Riegelhuth from Wealth Enhancers. And Sarah and I met a few years ago at you came to one of my workshops,
I did,
I think.
that's right, yeah.
And we've stayed in contact through social media, which is fantastic. And this year, I have been watching Sarah win so many awards, or go to so many awards functions, and it's just been amazing. And I wanted to interview her about how you won all these awards, and also what her strategy has been as well. So Sarah, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
So can you just tell me just a little bit about Wealth Enhancers?
Yeah, sure. So Wealth Enhancers is a financial advisory firm / coaching and accountability / community. So essentially we were born out of, I guess, seeing a need for Gen Y to actually start working on their finances and working on building their life how they want it and getting around a great bunch of people. My husband and myself actually started a private wealth management firm first, so we were dealing with sort of older, high net worths.
Right,
and we said to them, how did you get to where you are? And they told us they started early. So we really wanted to build this community, this organisation, this firm for young people. So.
That's great. And I just want to read out some of the awards that you've won this year.
We have had a good year.
So you were finalist Smart Company, Smart 50. 2014 Zero Award, Financial Advisor of the Year, amazing. You were awarded the IFA for the Industry Thought Leader, amazing. 2014 Max Awards for the Best Website of the Year. My gosh, Hot 30 Under 30 for Smart Company. And you are nominated for the IFA Excellence Awards. Keeps on going. You're a finalist for the Industry Thought Leader Individual and Innovator of the Year, and you're a finalist for the Multi-Service Practitioner of the Year. Amazing.
Yes.
And it's like just all year I've been like seeing photos of you at all these functions going, wow, that's amazing. So what I wanted to ask you was entering awards and then hopefully winning them as a part of your strategy of building your reputation and your profile for you personally and your business?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's probably two parts to the answer in terms of why we did so many in 1 year. We've always done, when I say we, myself, my husband and our business, we've always done awards because we've thought that going through that whole award process gives you that chance to look at what you've done, actually benchmark yourself against some other pretty great people or organisations and see, how you're going. So whether you get through the first round or the second round or become a finalist or win, the whole thing is a really useful journey. So we've always been doing that, and we have picked up a few things along the way. Actually, last year we had a really good plan to go for a couple of awards and do some big things. I was nominated for the Telstra Businesswoman of the Year award, but my dad passed away, and that was early in the year, and it sort of threw a spanner in the works. And to be honest, last year we just took our foot off the gas and really just got through it and buckled down. And so I guess kind of not doing anything like that for about a year. Really, once we came through the tough times and we were ready to really start growing the company again and start moving forward, we thought, well, let's go at it pretty hard with some of the things that we had wanted to do already. So it's sort of two parts as to why we actually did so many in one go. But also our publicist, who we've been working with, said, we had our eye on some awards that we wanted to go for, and then she gave us a bunch of other ones and said, I really want you guys to go for this as well, which that was her part of the strategy, so I probably don't have all the answers there, but it was definitely strategic for sure.
Yes. And has it increased your profile?
Yeah, I think so, definitely. I think, as I said, going through the process is just amazing anyway for your own reflection and knowledge and benchmarking, but you get to meet amazing people. The finalists that you get to meet, whether you're a finalist or a winner, is just amazing. And the judges are amazing, and then media opportunities do come out of it because they want to speak to the finalists or the winners. You're on the radar of people potentially within your own trade press, but also within the general media. So we certainly want to be known as finance experts for Gen Y and leadership for Gen Y, and those kinds of things is something we really care about. And these awards have put us on that map for those potential stories. And
yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's been really good.
And that's the thing about awards. It's not just winning the award. It's all of the PR that you get out of it, which is why your publicist wanted to do it as well. Because she's like, that makes it so much easier to be able to be pitching stories
Absolutely,
as well.
yeah.
And journalists tend to come to those award winners because they know that they're experts. They've already been demonstrated as experts.
Yep, exactly.
So the award process of actually filling in the awards, and so you obviously said that you decided to do it.
Yep.
So what did you actually go through to actually? So you selected some yourself.
Yeah.
And then so how did you select them? How did you know that you wanted to do those ones?
I guess they were things that we aspired towards, so things that I maybe had seen someone win previously, and I thought, wow, like that's amazing to win that award. I'd love to win that one day, and I think that's part of the process, is seeing things maybe a couple of years out and thinking how amazing would it be if our business could receive that award, and actually not only planning winning the award, but planning what you need to do as a business to be good enough. And I think that's, you know, a really, really important part of the journey. Honestly, we were nominated for some as well that we didn't even, you know, it didn't come from us or the publicist. There have been nominations over the years, so you just sort of go for that as well, of course, because it's a great honour. And then our publicist suggested the ones as well. But I think the actual award process, like, it is quite a lengthy process.
Yes.
It does take a lot of time and energy and effort.
Yes. And so a lot of people say, well, I'm not going to win, so I'm not even going to bother entering. So what is it? So you obviously got over that hurdle or that mindset.
Yeah.
So you obviously put the time to write the award.
Yeah, and I have had that mindset before. Yeah. And admittedly, last year when I was going through, you know, tough stuff, I thought I don't want to go for certain things and not win them. I just don't want to deal with that sort of thing this year, because I've been a finalist for many awards and not even made it to finalist for many awards in the past. And you know, there is a part of you that is disappointed when that happens, particularly if you take a lot of pride in what you do and what your organisation does. But I think that, you know, if you're going to do it, you might as well forget about the doubts, forget about that, because it's not for you to judge. There's a panel of judges who are going to decide whether you're good enough or not. And honestly, as I said earlier, the reflection of going back and looking at, well, what have I done over the last year or 2 years, you know, relevant to the award criteria, the reflection of going back over that stuff is just so powerful, even for yourself. It's just a journey to be like, wow, you know, I did a lot this year, or we've achieved a lot.
Yes. And do you have any tips of how to actually win awards? Like, what did you put in your submissions? Obviously, you know, you're amazing and you deserve to win.
Thank you.
But what was it in the submissions?
Yeah.
Do you think did you really make sure that you took the time? Did you not leave it to the last minute? Like, what were some of the things?
I mean, you do have to be doing good stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, you have to have put effort into building a great business or a great career or whatever it is, and be intentional about that. And that's how I live my life. And, you know, hopefully other people who are watching this are doing that as well. But I think I do have a couple of tips and things that I learned early on, because I was lucky enough to be a judge, first round judge of the Telstra Business Women's Awards. So many years ago, they have a huge pool of judges before it gets up to the proper kind of lot. And what I saw when we did the judging for that award was every single question is marked in isolation. So you give every question a mark out of 10 as to how, and it's how well did they answer the question.
Yeah.
So you can read a whole submission and go, well, these people or this company has a great story.
Yeah.
But the reality is they're marking, especially in a big award, where there's loads of judges and loads of submissions, thousands, they have to mark every single every single question in isolation, and then you're going to mark out of 10, and that's how you kind of progress forward. So other awards are certainly not as cutthroat as some of the really big ones. However, that just taught me a lot about really reading the question and making sure I'm answering the question. It's not enough to just tell your story. You've got to make sure that you answer the questions, because they are essentially trying to bring out the key criteria of the award. And the key criteria are what the judges, I guess, ethics and everything is based on, because they want the finalists and the winners to kind of display those characteristics and those traits. So I think really looking at what the questions are and formulating your answers. But I think having that good overview of how you're going to pitch the whole story is important as well. And don't assume they're going to do any research other than what's on those award nomination papers. They may not even look at your website. They may not even, you know, something that I do though, because I want to cut through a little bit, is I'll find out who the judges are and I'll connect with them on LinkedIn and get in front of them as much as possible.
Brilliant idea. I love that.
Because at least then you're hoping that during that 3-month process where they might be judging, and they're not probably going to look at your website, they're not going to research you, well, you might just get in front of them a little bit anyway.
You have that thought leadership or that profile, that you're top of mind for them.
Yeah.
And so, do you think that if you're going to apply for one, you may as well apply for all of them?
Absolutely, yeah. Especially the big ones. The big ones take a long time. They're, you know, they might have 20 or 30 questions. They could be hundreds of words long for each question.
Yeah.
We did the first one. I mean, one of the reasons why we did so many this year, the first one we did was a 3,000 word submission, and it was more like an essay. So there was only 3 questions. Fairly broad, and you just had to submit an essay, and we got very creative and put photos in, and you know, got back to my uni assignment days, like really thought, how can we stand out? Showed photos of one of our members who had frozen his credit card in a block of ice, and he'd posted that on our social media, so I wanted to show, you know, some of the things that we were doing in our business, you know, really getting into the details. But once I'd created so much content for that submission, it was sort of like a no-brainer to start applying that to some of the other awards. And yes, you do have to tailor it, because they will have different criteria, different categories, different questions. But I think it's, once you've gone to that effort of sitting down and putting those hours into that first one, you might as well, you know, go for a couple of others.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, and congratulations. I just loved watching the growth of your business and all the awards that you have achieved this year. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And if you want to learn more about Sarah and her business, it's wealthenhancers.com.au. And thank you so much for listening. If you want to learn more about me and my book, it's unknowntoexpert.com.au. Thank you.